Hello everyone, this is Jerry. So I have some bad news regarding YouTube and my potential future on YouTube or possible lack thereof. Starting Wednesday, August 13th, this Wednesday, YouTube's going to introduce a new policy that's going to make it worse than it already was, and I have no intention whatsoever of complying with it. YouTube making bad decisions is nothing new, but this policy is the worst one they have so far, and hopefully things won't get worse from here, but I have a feeling they likely will. The policy, the announcement of which I have linked in the description, is going to use AI to monitor the viewing habits of users to supposedly identify whether they are under or over 18 to protect the children, of course, which is totally not just a ridiculous pretext for data mining and overall privacy violations. And of course, it's above board. It's just a coincidence that the UK and other countries are implementing totalitarian laws on these same grounds, and similar laws being debated in Congress as we speak. And I'll go into further details about those on another video on my political channel, but what you need to know for the purposes of this video at least is that, once again, I will not comply with this, and I'll elaborate why and how I plan to fight back should I incorrectly be identified as a minor. I'm 39 years old and have been on YouTube in one way or another for long past the time it'd be reasonable to assume I could be underage, so you'd think this wouldn't affect me and might not at first due to YouTube saying they'll implement this gradually, but exactly how is AI supposed to do this accurately? According to YouTube, quote, if the system incorrectly estimates a user to be under 18, they'll have the option to verify they're 18 or over, such as using a credit card or government ID. So, in other words, as the title of this video indicates, YouTube clearly expects us to dox ourselves if their AI identifies any of us as being under 18. While a government ID is not the only verification option, putting credit card information on websites has become the norm, albeit not for identification purposes. Who's to say if this policy continues that it won't be altered to where this option is removed and only a government ID is accepted, or worse yet, what if they use biometric identifiers? Even if the credit card identification option stays indefinitely, with credit card fraud being one of the most rampant forms of identity theft, why should we trust the safety and effectiveness of a policy like this? I'm not saying anyone should do this because it's highly illegal, but it didn't take long for people to figure out how to use fake ID generators to bypass the Online Safety Act in the UK. Do they honestly believe that many YouTube users won't do the same thing or perhaps use similar generators to create fake credit cards? Recently, this woman-only dating app called T, which required its users to submit ID to use it, had a massive data breach which resulted in the addresses and other personally identifiable information of many of its users to be leaked online. This occurred in part because the app operators carelessly left this information on a public server, and partly due to the controversial nature of the app, which was supposedly designed to protect women from predatory men by allowing them to warn other women about said men. Regardless of how you feel about that app, what happened in the situation clearly indicates the security risk of putting your ID online truly is reason enough to not comply with an Orwellian policy like this. But YouTube's a private company, some of you will say. But with how heavily tied government and corporations are to each other, I don't think that argument holds much water. Even if we were to say for the sake of argument that that's the case, we as customers still have the right to say no to this, and that's what I intend to do. From now on, I will no longer upload any videos to any channels on YouTube, but will, as long as my accounts remain intact, upload previews which contained links to the videos I would have posted on YouTube to accounts on my Odyseey and Rumble channels, which I have had active for a while now due to me setting them up as backups just in case I end up getting permabanned from YouTube due to my, shall we say, reputation for being a bit controversial. The only videos that will still be posted on YouTube are videos which are already scheduled ahead of time to be posted, and those are my Master Duel replays. To be honest, I've lost interest in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel due to me getting sick of the gacha mechanics, though I have enough already on schedule to last a while for those of you who are interested. Though there's certainly the possibility of me talking about, say, other interests I have that are similar to that in the future. These channels contain the vast majority of my content I have on my main as well as my political channel on YouTube. In the event my channel gets falsely flagged by YouTube's AI, I'm not going to break the law. But again, that still does not mean I'm going to comply. I'll just no longer be on YouTube at all and will use my Odyssey and Rumble channels and may sign up for any other viable YouTube alternatives that may pop up in the near future. I'm going to continue to produce content as long as I'm able to, but my strategy for how I post and market my content is going to change for the foreseeable future. For my viewers and subscribers, I urge you to check out my channels on Odyssey and Rumble because that's where my videos are going to be from this point forward. They're linked in the description of this video. Google buying YouTube is the worst thing to ever happen to it, and I sincerely hope YouTube goes bankrupt from their greed, stupidity, and tyranny. With that in mind, I will see you on Odyssey and Rumble.